Yeah, I'll go ahead and play this idea for you that I came up with using Captain Chords. I have a Captain melody here as well. Just listen to what it sounds like. Yeah. Woo. And then you bring the chords in. Let's go. Hey. 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 So the usual situation goes something like this. You're an artist, you have a beat, you want to write a song, so you have to come up with a melody. The thing is, you don't really know how to come up with melodies for songs. Well, what if I told you that that does not have to be a problem anymore, and that there is a tool that you can use to generate melodies for you and your songs, as well as chord progressions, as well as beats, as well as bass lines, anything you can think of. And what is this plugin, you might ask? Tell him, Captain Crunch. This ain't Captain Crunch. This is Captain Plugins 5, and today I'm going to be showing you guys why you should get these plugins and how they can be beneficial to you and your creation process. Coming right up. Let's go! Yo, what is up, everybody? I am Legend, and welcome to the next episode of me showing you how to make music without music theory. Captain Plugins 5 is where you guys want to be, and let me tell you why. Captain Plugins is going to be one of the suites that I would heavily recommend because they have 5 different plugins. So we have Captain Chords, Captain Melody, we have Captain Deep, Captain Play, and then Captain Beat is going to be for your drumming. That's just an overview of what Captain Plugins is as a whole. You can get all of those plugins for this special deal right now, only $99 for Mac and Windows. So like, I think that's a steal, and let me show you why it's a steal. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Maschine. We're going to start from scratch so I can show you guys exactly how this process goes. So in whatever DAW you're going to use, this is compatible with most DAWs, and it'll actually show you on the website all the DAWs that it's going to be compatible with. I'm not going to do a beat first. I'm going to go ahead and go with mixed in key, and we'll start with Captain Chords to get our main chord progression. So when we're first starting out, let's randomize it. So you can choose what scale you want to use if you know much about music theory, but if you don't know anything about this, let's just go ahead and randomize. And it's got, let's see. Ooh, this is interesting. This is a G flat major pentaton. This is a little bit like other chord progression generators where it'll show you all the chords within the selected scale here. So this is the key, G flat. The scale is major pentaton. The progression, this just has basically just the one, so it's going to be on whatever you select. That's what the progression is. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our 7th here. And then these buttons here at the bottom are going to be like different voicings, like how I talked about previously, for this particular chord here on the 1. So we have the G flat major, and then we have the G flat suspense. The same thing for the second one, and so on and so forth. So if I click here, so basically that's like the basics, the meat of the bones, your main stuff right there. I want to go with a minor kind of feel, so we're going to start with a G flat minor here. You guys see here, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are going to be our 4 beats right here, and as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically this is syncing to our DAW, and as we play through our DAW, it's going to also play in Captain Chords. We're going to click the add section here, and we're going to add 4 different bars. So this is like our basic 4-bar chord progression. So the first one, we have this G flat minor. Then the second one, if we click this box here, it's going to change the chord for this one. So let's change it to, okay. And then for the third one, let's go, that last one I want to change, actually. I have an idea because I don't want it to just be 4, like that's super plain. It's super whatever, you know, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Super predictable. So what I love about Captain Chords is you can actually edit the MIDI here. So not only just edit the timing, but the chords itself. So like, for instance, if I want to just have this split into 2 and have 2 chords play, we'll add another one here, and there we go. So There we go. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Hey, everybody wanna know, yeah, we could choose to add a rest, which is like there's no music playing at all. It's, it's just a rest. So like if I click this and I add a rest, it erases this and it'll just be rest. But I don't want to do that. When you're messing with Captain Chords, we can do, a little bit of changing around with how the chords are played, the inversions of the chords. And basically, if we have this section here, inversion, and we take it up to, let's say, a first inversion. It'll basically invert our chords. So we have the first default. Then we invert it to the first inversion. Same chords, just higher. Second inversion. Here's another cool thing. So the octave we have and the complexity we have. These are going to be things that add different notes to your chords and different flavors. So the octave basically is going to take the entire chord progression and move it up an octave or move it down an octave. It depends on you and how you want to do it. I'm going to keep it on the second octave, but just to show you what it sounds like. First octave. Actually, I might do the first one. Third. Now, if we look at complexity, this is what's going to add a little bit more beef to our chords. So right now it's on 4. If we turn it up, let me show you what it does. It adds another note to our chord. And a bass down here because I just turned up to 6. If I turn it up to 7, it adds another one. So that's pretty cool. You can do that. You can do that with each of these sections if you want to add something. So let's go ahead and add maybe 5. Yeah, I like that. So we put 5 on these two. We've got it at 4 on this one. We've got it at 5 on this one and at 4 on this one. Hey. Yeah. Cool. And one thing that I forgot to point out is whatever chord progression you choose to set up, it'll actually show you here the progression. So this is the 1, 7, 5, 4, and 5. That's our chord progression, 1, 7, 5, 4, 5. You guys can see it right there. So it's kind of teaching you a little bit of that aspect in terms of terminology. Now here is going to be our little humanized section. So this is something that I love to mess with because it makes it feel like somebody's actually playing the chords instead of just them all just hitting bum, bum, bum. So if we go to strum, it's kind of like you're going brah, brah, you know what I mean? So let's turn up strum and then we'll actually make it to go all up so that, actually no, all down rather. So it'll start from the lowest note and you guys can see how it's a little staggered here. You hear that? Yeah. Space is going to be messing around with the space between. Swing is another thing. It's like it kind of gives it like a little bit more of a swing instead of a right on the beat kind of, I'm just trying to explain the way that I know how. It's hard for me to do it because I just know this stuff just from making music so long. We've got our chords here. I want to show you the cool thing about the sounds here. So you can use Captain Chords as its own VST, having your MIDI basically being played through Captain Chords back into your DAW so that you can use all of their built-in sounds. Like we'll change the piano trap. Add reverb. Put a little filter on there. Ooh. So you can add your own little filters, your reverb and your delay. You can use this as its own VST, or you can use your own plugins if you wish. which you would click here and select your plugin right here from this list. So I have Analog Lab, I've got stuff in Contact, I've got Omnisphere. Let's use the Prophet V3 and see how that'll work. Actually, let's save this first just to make sure. Now, if you wanted to use the MIDI from your actual DAW, you can play this stuff in your DAW the same way that you would with any VST. Just make sure that you click MIDI in, and then you would play your stuff here, and it'll play whatever instrument you have selected here, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and use this function. Now, I do have to drag my MIDI into my DAW so that it can be used in this DAW. So basically what you do is you just click this button here, or this right here. You could just drag it and drop it. So let's go ahead and play that. So then that's when I would click MIDI in, and it'll play whatever VST I have, or the audio. If I select it here, it'll be the plink. Let's go to make a quick little beat because I want to have something to kind of mess around with. So let's see what Captain Beat is all about. So this is a little preview of Captain Beat. I'm not going to like fully deep dive into this, but just to show you guys what this thing can do, let's go ahead and open about 80 BPM. So you could change the little drum kit that they have in here. You can drop your own samples on top of each of these. So the kick, the clap, the snare. So we're just going to go ahead and use just the hi-hat here. We'll drag the MIDI to there. All right, so right now we're using the cache little hi-hat from Captain Beat here in our Maschine. So we're getting that hi-hat that it generated for us, which is pretty dope. It's a little bit wild, man, but okay, now I'm gonna try and lay down some other drums here on top of this. It's so hard. Okay, so next, let's go ahead and come up with a melody with Captain Melody. Now, this is going to ask you right here at the bottom, if you guys will check this out, connect to Captain Chords to see your melody in context to your chord progressions. This is why I think it is amazing to have Captain plugins, because you can link one to the other. So we're going to go ahead and click connect. And let's just go to F sharp minor. So we're going to do magic record. We're going to do like just one note here on the keyboard. And as you guys can see when I play, each row basically represents, and it'll show you here with the computer keyboard. So each row is a different octave. And then you have the stop and start, which is the space bar. And then the octaves are going to be these two keys right here. Let's go back to here. We'll clear this and then we'll click magic record. And then we're just going to like play a random rhythm. I'm just going to keep it with one note and then we'll randomize it later. So let's go ahead and All right, so here is our rhythm that I went ahead and played. The same thing applies. You can select different plugins here and all that stuff. Now, what I want to kind of show you guys is when we come to the idea tab and we click the plus button as it showed us, and then I'll just go ahead and stretch this to the full count that we have. And then now there's going to be a few different parameters that you can select to customize this melody. So I already have basically my rhythm here that I want to basically play. What we can do is we can change. Okay, let's just click update shape, and what this is going to do is it's going to like give us a bunch of random notes with what we have here. So update shape. We can change the octave of this. We can go to step. Let's turn the step up to 70-ish. See how that affects it. Let's take it back down to 50, actually. So you guys know what these different things mean is like step is going to be the step motion, leap is going to be the leap motion. If we turn both of these down, it's just going to be a straight on, you know, clear path of what we're just the rhythm itself. It's just not going to do anything. Da, 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 da. So if we turn up step, it's going to give us some steps. Turn up leap to like 80%. And then you can also edit the MIDI here. So if I want to change this note to da, da, da. We can also come to rhythm where we change the density. So this is like 12 notes that are in our selected parameter, our bar here. Or we can add some triplets. We can change the length, add more rest. So I'm just going to add more notes and see how that. That's pretty interesting. So first note, that's going to be basically kind of the root, or if we want it on the root, we can put it on the root. So the first note is basically on the root note of whatever scale we're going for. You can go second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So here's one thing that I kind of want to point out, and this is not necessarily what this is built for, I would say, because it's more so for like producing the actual instrumental itself. One thing that I would personally use Captain Melody for is if I don't want to necessarily put an instrument in the song with this melody, I can use that for my vocals when I go to record my song. And you can keep it in the song as like a reference and then mute it later once you record your idea. But this melody that I just generated right here. So we have so if I want to like record that as a melody, maybe like a chorus, I don't know, and there is my idea, even though it's not necessarily what it's meant for, but I think you can obviously use it for something like that. So that's why I love Captain Melody as well. Captain Chords, all this stuff is really dope, man. So I'm gonna just try to see what we can come up with here and see if we can add a little bit more to this. Everybody said they wanna go. My golly, man, that's hot. Very excited. I love Captain Chords. I hope you guys got an idea of what all these plugins can do, because once again, there are 5 different things within Captain Chords that you can use to better your music, to help you create music, to help you play music if you don't have a keyboard, if you don't have the knowledge in doing basses and chord progressions and all these different things. Captain Chords has you covered. So if you guys want to download that, there will be a link down in the description for you to go purchase Captain plugins. Feel free to leave a like on this video if you guys learned anything, if it was very helpful to you. Also, if you guys are not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Leave a comment down below also if you have any questions or comments about today's video, about Captain plugins, Captain Chords, Captain Melody, anything. And there are some tutorials out there on the internet for you guys. I will put some links down below in the description as well from Mixed in Key that can kind of expound on the other things that I didn't really touch on, because I have just so much limited time. But thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate you. Enjoy the plugin, for real. It is amazing. I guarantee you're gonna love it. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Stay legendary.